There is a quiet paradox in a life fully lived. It can feel as vast and unknowable as the night sky, and yet, at the same time, it can feel defined by a single choice made long ago, a single doorway you walked through, a single path you took, which seems to have determined the entire landscape of your journey. We carry these choices not as simple memories, but as stories. Stories we tell ourselves in the quiet moments before sleep. Stories that can feel heavy with the ghosts of other possibilities, other lives we imagine we might have lived. But what if the story you have been telling yourself is not the only one? What if the narrative you have carried for so long is not the final word on the matter? Tonight, we are not here to argue with the past. We are not here to change what has been. We are here to do something far more profound, far more gentle. We are here to listen to the story differently. Settle in now, to the safety of this present moment. Feel the weight of your body, the gentle rise and fall of your breath. This space, right here, is a sanctuary. It is a place beyond judgment, beyond the need to be anything other than what you are. And the courage it has taken for you to arrive in this quiet place, to be willing to look back with kindness, is a testament to the strength that has carried you all this way. Honor that courage. It is the soft light we will use to illuminate the path behind us, not with harsh scrutiny, but with a deep and abiding compassion. Within you is a journey of a lifetime. It is a story not of lack, not of a wrong turn, but of a complex and worthy human experience. Every decision, every moment of uncertainty, every quiet compromise was part of a tapestry woven by a person doing the best they could with the wisdom they had at the time. Think of that person, the younger version of yourself who stood at that threshold, faced with a choice that would ripple through the decades. Can you see them? Can you feel the world as they felt it then? The pressures, the unspoken fears, the quiet, persistent hope for a safe place to land. We are not going back to judge them, but to meet them, to understand them, and perhaps to finally thank them for the protection they sought to provide. Your life is not a story of settling for less. It is a story of seeking shelter. Imagine that the story of your life is a heavy, leather-bound book that you have been carrying. On its cover is a title you may have written yourself, a title that speaks of sacrifice or regret. Words like "if only" and "should have" are etched into its pages, and the weight of it has made your arms tired. Tonight, we are simply going to set that book down beside us. We are not throwing it away, for it contains your history, your resilience, your truth. But for these moments, as you drift towards sleep, we are going to allow ourselves to believe that a new chapter can be written, or rather, that the previous chapters can be reread with a new understanding, seeing the poetry where we once only saw prose, finding the wisdom where we once only saw fear. This is the gentle alchemy we are here to explore. Alchemy is the ancient art of transformation, of turning a common substance into something precious. And the substance we are working with tonight is the story itself. The intention for this journey is to gently alchemize the heavy lead of regret into the soft, glowing gold of acceptance. To transform the sharp edges of self-judgment into the profound and healing balm of compassion. This is not a denial of any sadness you may feel. It is an expansion of the story to include the grace and the strength that have always been there, just waiting to be acknowledged. There is no destination we need to rush towards, no perfect feeling we need to achieve. The transformation is in the willingness to be present with your own history in a new way, to hold it with a tenderness you may have reserved for others, but have long deserved for yourself. Consider the nature of a harbor. A ship out on the vast, unpredictable ocean sees the harbor lights not as a compromise, but as a promise of safety, a place to rest, to repair, to be sheltered from the storm. The choice for security is often a choice for that harbor. It is a profound act of self-preservation, a deep and instinctual form of love for the self that wishes to survive, to endure, to have a solid ground upon which to stand. The passionate, tempestuous sea has its own wild beauty, its own thrilling song. But the quiet, steady strength of the harbor has a beauty and a song all its own, a lullaby of safety and peace. Tonight, we will learn to hear that lullaby. We will honor the wisdom of the captain who steered your ship toward that calm water, trusting that what was needed, above all else, was a place to be safe. So let your body grow heavy, your mind grow quiet. Let the outside world fade away. This time is entirely yours. It is a sacred appointment with yourself, a moment to gently mend the narrative thread of your own life. There is nothing to do but breathe and listen. Allow my voice to be a gentle guide, walking beside you as we revisit the landscapes of your past, not as a tourist seeking spectacle, but as a pilgrim seeking peace. The journey has already begun. The first step was your willingness to be here, to be open, and that is more than enough. Let the gentle metamorphosis begin, not with a struggle, but with a surrender to the possibility that your life, exactly as it has been lived, is a story of profound strength and quiet grace. Let go of the need to understand it all right now. Simply rest in the intention to see with kinder eyes. That is all that is required. The courage of quiet reflection is the doorway we now walk through together into a deeper peace, a more gentle understanding, and a well-deserved rest. With your breath as your anchor, let your awareness drift. Not with the sharp focus of memory, but with the gentle, floating quality of a dream. We are traveling back in time, not to relive or to judge, but simply to visit, to understand. Imagine the river of your life flowing backwards, the current carrying you gently, effortlessly, to a time before the foundation of your current life was fully set. We are going back to the doorway you chose. Float back to that season, that year, that particular chapter of your story when this significant choice was made. Don't try to force the details. Just allow the feeling of that time to surface. What was the air like then? Can you sense it? Was it crisp with the possibilities of autumn, or heavy with the humidity of a summer of uncertainty? Was it charged with the energy of youth, or quiet with a sense of weary searching? Think about the pressures of that world, the invisible currents that were shaping your course. What were the stories you were told about what a life should be? What were the expectations from family, from society, from the world around you? Feel them not as accusations, but as the weather of that time. A persistent wind at your back, pushing you in a certain direction, or a thick fog that made it hard to see the path ahead. What were your private hopes? And what were your quietest fears? The fears that perhaps you never even spoke aloud, but which lived in your heart, whispering about loneliness, about instability, about not having a safe place to land in a world that felt vast and indifferent. This landscape, this internal and external weather, was the world in which your decision was made. It was real, it was valid, and it is worthy of our gentle attention. Now, in this landscape, let yourself see the person who was you. There they are, standing at that threshold, at that very doorway. Look at them not as yourself, but as a cherished person you are meeting with deep empathy. See the light in their eyes, the dreams they held, the unique and precious spirit that is and always has been yours. But also see the subtle lines of worry around their mouth, perhaps, the tension in their shoulders. See the weight of the world they were carrying. This person was doing their absolute best. They were navigating a complex world with the tools, the wisdom, and the emotional resources they had at that moment. And the wisdom they held was profound. It may not have been the wisdom of grand romance or reckless abandon. It was a different, more ancient wisdom, the wisdom of survival, the wisdom that knows a plant needs stable ground to grow, the wisdom that understands a boat needs a safe harbor to endure the sea. This younger version of you was not weak for wanting safety. They were wise. They understood, on a level deeper than words, that to build anything in this life, a career, a family, a sense of self, one first needs a foundation. They were looking for solid ground. Can you feel a sense of tenderness for this person? Can you send a wave of gratitude back through time to them for the choice they made on your behalf? A choice not to forsake passion, but to prioritize presence, to prioritize the simple, profound need to be okay, to be secure. Let's contemplate that path of security not as a lesser choice, but as the harbor that was chosen in a storm. The storm was real. It might have been a storm of financial insecurity, a storm of emotional loneliness, a storm of family pressure, or simply the quiet internal storm of feeling adrift in the world. In the midst of that tempest, with the waves of uncertainty crashing all around, this younger you saw a light, a steady, unwavering light promising shelter, a place to anchor, a place to rest from the relentless struggle of staying afloat. Choosing that harbor was not an act of cowardice. It was an act of profound courage and strength. It was the ultimate act of self-preservation. It is a heroic act to say, I need to be safe. It is a declaration of self-worth to choose a reality that promises stability over one that offers a beautiful but potentially destructive fire. We are so often told that the only journey worth taking is the one that follows the lightning strike of passion. But there are other journeys, equally valid, equally worthy. There is the journey of the careful builder, the one who checks the foundation, who measures the walls, who ensures the roof will hold against the rain. This is a journey of quiet devotion, of love expressed not as a blazing fire, but as a warm and steady hearth that lasts a lifetime. The person you were then was that builder. They were choosing to build a shelter for the person you would become, for the person you are now. See them one more time, standing there at that doorway. They are looking forward into the life they are about to choose. They cannot see you now, listening to this, but their choice made this moment of quiet reflection possible. The peace you feel in this moment, the safety to even explore these feelings, is in many ways a direct gift from them to you. They chose the harbor so that one day you could have the peace of mind to look back at the sea without regret. They chose the quiet path so you could have the strength to walk it. Place a gentle, imaginary hand on their shoulder. Let them know they are understood. Let them know they did well. And now, let the image of that doorway and that younger self begin to soften. Let it dissolve back into the gentle flow of time. We are not leaving them behind. We are integrating their wisdom into our own. We carry their courage with us as we continue this journey tonight. The choice was made from a place of deep, instinctual need, a need for the safety that allows life to flourish. It was not a compromise, it was a foundation. And on that foundation, a whole life has been built, a life we will now explore with that same gentleness and wonder. As we rest in this newfound appreciation for the foundation that was laid, it is only natural that another thought might arise. A whisper, a shadow, a question that has perhaps been your quiet companion for many years. It is the echo of the unlived life, the ghost of the other path, the life of passion and intense romance you sometimes wondered about. It is important that we do not turn away from this. We do not need to push it down or pretend it doesn't exist. In this safe space, we can gently acknowledge its presence, see it for what it is, a phantom path that branches off from your own, disappearing into a misty, imagined landscape. It is the what if. What if I had chosen differently? What if I had waited for that lightning strike? What if I had prioritized that fiery connection above all else? These questions are not your enemy. They are not a sign that you made a mistake. They are a sign of a heart that is vast and full of feeling. They are a testament to your own deep capacity for imagination, for wonder, and for love in all its forms. So, for a moment, let us allow that echo to be heard. Let the feeling of what if arise without resistance. Do not fight it. Do not cling to it. Simply observe it. Watch it as you would watch a single cloud drifting across the vast blue sky of your awareness. The sky is your consciousness, calm and unchanging. The cloud is the feeling of what if. It appears, it takes a shape, it drifts, and eventually it will dissolve. Its presence does not harm the sky. The sky has room for all clouds, the dark and stormy ones, and the light and wispy ones. Your awareness has room for this feeling too. Breathe into it. As you inhale, acknowledge the feeling, the curiosity, the tinge of sadness, the longing. As you exhale, let it be. Let it float. You are the sky, not the cloud. You are the observer of the feeling, not the feeling itself. This simple act of noticing, of allowing, is profoundly transformative. When we fight a feeling, we give it strength. We become entangled with it. But when we allow it to be, when we meet it with gentle, non-judgmental awareness, it loses its power over us. It becomes just another part of the scenery of our inner world, no more or less important than any other. This phantom path, this life of imagined passion, is often painted with the most vivid colors in our minds. It is a story, and in that story, the sun is always shining. The love is always thrilling. The challenges are always romantic adventures. But this is an illusion. It is a story our mind creates, a fantasy woven from cultural myths about romance and from our own natural human longing for intensity. The truth is that other path would have had its own struggles, its own heartbreaks, its own mundane realities. The fiery passion that feels so alluring from a distance can also be a fire that burns that consumes, that leaves one feeling scorched and unstable. The path of passion is often a path of high peaks and very low valleys. The path of security, the one you chose, may have had fewer dramatic peaks, but it has also, perhaps, spared you the deepest, most devastating valleys. This is not to say one is better than the other. They are simply different landscapes, each with its own unique beauty and its own unique dangers. The echo of the unlived life is not a report from a reality that could have been better. It is a work of fiction, written by a part of you that loves to dream. And it is beautiful that you have this capacity to dream, to imagine, to feel so deeply. So let us thank that part of ourselves. Thank it for its romantic heart. Thank it for keeping the spark of wonder alive. And then, gently, let us distinguish its stories from the truth of our own lived experience. The what if is a ghost. It has no substance. Your actual life, the one you have built, has substance. It has weight. It has history. It has provided shelter and borne fruit. The ghost path offers only mist and dreams. Your path offers the solid ground beneath your feet. Let's try a small visualization. Picture that misty, phantom path in your mind's eye. See it branching off from yours. It might look beautiful, alluring, shimmering with a magical light. Acknowledge its beauty. Now, with a gentle breath, imagine that you can see the whole landscape. You see that your path, the one you are on, is a sturdy, well-tended road. It may not shimmer with the same magic, but it is clear. It is safe. It leads through peaceful woods and calm meadows. You can see the home you have built just ahead. You can feel the warmth of the hearth from here. Now look back at the misty path. It doesn't lead anywhere solid. It dissolves into the fog. It was never a real destination. It was just a thought. A beautiful thought, but a thought nonetheless. With your next exhale, let the image of that misty path fade. Let the fog roll in and gently erase it from your view. It is not a violent removal, but a quiet dissolution. You are releasing the energy you have spent looking down that road. You are bringing all of your attention, all of your presence, back to the path you are actually on. Right here, right now. Feel the shift in your body as you do this. A sense of grounding, a feeling of quiet clarity. The echo may return from time to time, like a familiar old song on the radio. But now you know what it is. It is not a summons from a better life. It is just a memory of a question you once had. And you can listen to the song for a moment, and then simply let it fade, turning your attention back to the solid, real, and worthy life that is yours. The sky of your awareness remains peaceful, vast, and clear. The cloud has passed. Now, with the misty echo of that other path dissolving behind us, let us turn our gaze fully to what is real. Let us shift our attention to the life that was actually built. For so long, perhaps, the focus has been on what it lacked, on the absence of a particular kind of emotional fire. But tonight, we are changing the lens. We are choosing to see it for what it became. A structure, a foundation, a shelter, a home. Imagine yourself standing a little ways off, looking at the architecture of the life you have created. See it not as a collection of compromises, but as a deliberate and patient construction, a testament to endurance and quiet strength. This is not a flimsy tent thrown up in a moment of passion. This is a house built brick by brick through the changing of the seasons. Think of the sheer effort, the consistency, the devotion that went into laying each one of those bricks. Each brick represents a day you showed up, a day you chose reliability over drama, a day you honored your commitment, a day you contributed to the stability of your world. Some days, the work was easy, the sun was shining, and the bricks fit together perfectly. Other days, the work was hard, the winds of conflict blew, the rains of disappointment fell, and your hands were tired. But you kept building. You kept laying the bricks, one after another, day after day, year after year. This is a form of love. It is the steady, unglamorous, and profoundly powerful love of the builder. Look at the structure that has risen from this patient labor. It has a history. You can see the story of your life in its walls. See the places where additions were made, perhaps for children, or for a new hobby, or for a period of personal growth. See the windows that were put in to let in more light. See the sturdy door that has welcomed friends and family and kept you safe from the harshness of the outside world. This house is not a fantasy. It is real. It has weathered actual storms. Think of the storms it has sheltered you from. Financial worries, health scares, moments of personal crisis, the general chaos of the world. Through it all, the walls held. The roof did not leak. The foundation remained solid. This is not a small thing. This is a monumental achievement. It is the fulfillment of the promise your younger self made to create a safe place. Now, step closer and observe the quiet, sturdy beauty in its form. It may not be a fairy tale castle with soaring spires and dramatic flourishes. Perhaps it is more like a solid, well-built country farmhouse or a cozy, reliable cottage by the sea. Its beauty is not in its ornamentation, but in its integrity. Its elegance is in its function. There is a profound aesthetic in reliability, a deep grace in consistency, an enduring presence that is, in its own way, breathtaking. Like a mountain that has stood for millennia, its beauty comes from its steadfastness. It simply is. It endures. And in its endurance, it offers a sense of peace, a sense of timeless security to all who rest in its shadow. Your life, this structure you have built, has that same kind of beauty. Run your hand along the walls of this metaphorical house. Feel the texture of the bricks. Some are smooth, representing years of ease and contentment. Others are rough, bearing the marks of difficult times that were weathered and overcome. These are not imperfections. They are character. They are the evidence of a life fully lived, not a life imagined. They are badges of honor, proving the strength of the structure. This house is a living museum of your resilience. Every corner holds a memory, every room a chapter of your story. The quiet companionship, the shared meals, the mundane routines, these were not empty moments. These were the moments that mortared the bricks together, that made the house a home. Perhaps you have spent years comparing your sturdy farmhouse to the imagined castles on the misty phantom path. And from that unfair vantage point, your own creation may have seemed plain, ordinary, lacking in magic. But what is more magical than a roof that keeps you dry in a storm? What is more poetic than a foundation that does not crack under pressure? What is more loving than a door that you can always come home to? We must learn to see the magic in what is real, the poetry in what is dependable. The world is full of flashing lights and loud declarations of love. But the quiet, unwavering flame of a candle in a window, guiding a loved one home through the dark, that is a light of a different kind. It is a light of profound and lasting significance. Your life is that candle in the window. It is that sturdy house on the hill. It has been a beacon of stability, perhaps not just for you, but for others as well. Your children, your friends, your community. The sense of safety you cultivated has radiated outwards, creating a zone of peace around you. This is a legacy. It is a gift. It is the unique and beautiful contribution you have made to the world, simply by choosing to build with care, to honor commitment, and to value the profound grace of the predictable. So let go of the comparison. Let go of the belief that sturdy is the opposite of beautiful. See the beauty in the sturdiness itself. Appreciate the architecture of your life for what it is, a masterpiece of endurance, a sanctuary of peace, a quiet monument to a love that is expressed not in fleeting passions, but in the patient, daily act of building a world and calling it home. Rest in the feeling of this home now. Feel its solid walls around you. Feel its steady floor beneath you. You are safe here. You are home. This is real, and it is beautiful. As you rest within the walls of this sturdy life you have built, let's go deeper into the choice that created it. Let's explore the very foundation of that decision, the bedrock upon which everything else was constructed. We are going to honor the need for safety. For too long, this need may have been framed as a weakness, as a compromise, as settling. But tonight, we will see it for what it truly is. One of the most ancient, powerful, and fundamental forms of love. It is the love for the self that wishes, above all else, to survive and to be safe. It is the life force itself, seeking fertile ground, seeking shelter from the storm, seeking the conditions necessary, not just to endure, but to flourish. Think of a seed. A seed holds all the potential for a mighty tree, but it cannot grow on bare rock. It cannot sprout in the middle of a raging fire. It needs the safety of good soil, the security of enough water, the stability of a climate it can withstand. The seed's instinct to find that safe place is not a compromise. It is its deepest wisdom. The younger you who chose the path of security was acting on that same profound biological wisdom. A part of you, an ancient and intelligent part, knew what you needed to endure. It surveyed the landscape of your life at that time and recognized the storms, the barren rocks, the potential fires. And it guided you toward the good soil. It guided you toward the place where you could put down roots. Reframe this choice in your mind. See it not as a decision made out of fear, but as a profound act of self-care. It was a promise you made to yourself. I will protect you. I will keep you safe. I will build a world around you where you do not have to live in a constant state of anxiety and uncertainty. I will provide a foundation so that your energy can be used for growing, not just for surviving. This was a sacred vow. It was a fierce and protective love, the kind a parent has for a child, the kind a shepherd has for their flock. You became your own guardian, your own protector, and you succeeded. Look around at the peace of this moment, the comfort of your bed, the quiet of the room. This safety is the direct result of that long ago choice. It is the fulfillment of that vow. Breathe into this feeling of being safe, right here, right now. Let it fill your entire body. Feel it in the relaxation of your muscles, in the slowing of your heartbeat, in the gentle rhythm of your breath. Feel the solidness of the bed beneath you, holding you, supporting you completely. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. No danger is present. You are completely and utterly safe. Allow this sensation to be a form of gratitude. With each inhale, breathe in the feeling of security. With each exhale, release any lingering judgment about how you came to have it. You are simply here in the harbor. The storm is a distant memory on the horizon. The ship is anchored, and a crew can finally rest. The drive for security is woven into our very DNA. It is the oldest story in the world. It is the story of every creature that has ever sought a cave, or a nest, or a burrow to protect itself and its young from the harshness of the world. It is a noble and essential impulse. Our modern world, with its romantic stories and its celebration of risk-takers, has sometimes taught us to be ashamed of this impulse. We are told to follow our passion at all costs, to leap and the net will appear. But for many, and perhaps for you, that advice felt reckless and ungrounded. Your wisdom knew that sometimes you must build the net before you leap. You must weave it thread by thread, with patience and care, until you know it will hold you. This is not a failure of nerve. This is a triumph of prudence and foresight. Let's consider the nervous system. Our bodies are wired to seek a state of calm, a state of rest and digest. It is only in this state that we can truly heal, grow, and connect with others in a meaningful way. A life of constant passion and drama, for all its excitement, often keeps the nervous system in a state of fight or flight. It is a state of high alert, of high cortisol, of constant vigilance. It is exhausting. It can be damaging over the long term. The choice for security was a choice for the health of your nervous system. It was an intuitive understanding that your body and soul needed a place of low alert, a place of deep rest, a place where the background hum of anxiety could finally be turned down. The peace you are capable of feeling now is a direct inheritance from that choice. It was a long-term investment in your own well-being. So, let any remaining feelings of having settled be replaced by a sense of deep respect for the part of you that knew what you needed. That part was not the romantic poet in you, perhaps. It was the wise old elder, the patient gardener, the skilled engineer. It was the part that understood the laws of emotional and physical gravity. It knew that a life needs a center, a still point in the turning world, and it set about creating one for you. This act of self-love was so profound, so fundamental, that it has sustained you for decades. It has been the quiet, invisible scaffolding that has allowed the rest of your life to be built. As you lie here on the edge of sleep, allow yourself to fully inhabit this feeling of safety that was so lovingly created for you. Let it be a warm, weighted blanket that covers you from head to toe. This feeling is not an accident. It is a destination you arrived at through a conscious and courageous choice. It is the answer to a prayer you may not have even known you were praying. Let the gratitude for this safety wash over you. Gratitude to your younger self for their wisdom. Gratitude to your partner for their role in co-creating it. Gratitude for the simple, profound, and life-sustaining gift of a safe harbor to call home. In this safety, you can finally rest, deeply, completely, without reservation. You are home, resting in this profound sense of safety. Let us now gently turn our attention to the language we use for love. Our world, through its stories, songs, and films, has given us a very specific and often very narrow definition of what love is supposed to look like. It is often portrayed as a sudden, overwhelming, and passionate force, a lightning strike, a consuming fire, a whirlwind of intense emotion that sweeps us off our feet. And while that form of love is real and has its own beauty, it is only one language in a vast and diverse library of human connection. To believe that this is the only true language of love is like believing the only true music in the world is a loud, crashing symphony. It is to ignore the quiet beauty of a folk song, the intricate genius of a string quartet, or the profound, meditative peace of a single, sustained chant. Tonight's transformation is about expanding your definition. It is about learning to read the quieter languages of love and to honor their deep and abiding meaning in your life. The choice for security was not a choice against love. It was a choice for a different dialect of love, a dialect that is spoken not in grand pronouncements, but in small, daily acts of reliability. Consider the love expressed in simply showing up, day after day, year after year, through sickness and health, through boredom and excitement, through disagreements and moments of grace. Just being there, a constant, predictable presence in a chaotic world. This is not a small thing. It is a monumental expression of commitment. It is the prose of love. And while poetry is beautiful and inspiring, it is prose that builds worlds. It is prose that tells the long, detailed, and meaningful story of a shared life. Think about the language of shared history. This is a language that can only be learned over decades. It is a language of inside jokes that no one else understands. A language of knowing glances across a crowded room. It is the language of knowing exactly how the other person likes their tea, of anticipating their needs before they are spoken, of understanding their silences as much as their words. This language is not loud or flashy. It is a deep, quiet understanding woven from a million tiny threads of shared experience. It is a tapestry that has been created together, day by day. It holds the memory of every joy you have celebrated and every sorrow you have weathered as a team. This language of intimacy is a precious and rare thing, and it can only grow in the soil of stability and time. The very things your choice for security provided. Then there is the language of partnership. This is the love that says, "We are in this together." It is the love that divides the labor of life, that shares the burdens, that works toward common goals. It is the quiet collaboration of running a household, raising a family, navigating the complexities of the world as a unified front. It may not always feel romantic, but it is a profound expression of mutual trust and respect. It is the steady, rhythmic paddling of two people in a canoe, moving together down the river of life. They may not be singing passionate arias to each other, but they are getting somewhere beautiful and important together. Their love is in the shared rhythm, the coordinated effort, the unspoken trust that the other person will hold up their end of the bargain. This is the architecture of a functioning, supportive love. Let us not forget the language of kindness, the simple, everyday acts of care, the bringing of a blanket when the other is cold, the making of a meal after a long day, the quiet listening to a story of frustration or triumph. These small acts are the mortar that holds the bricks of a life together. They are the daily affirmations that say, "Your comfort matters to me. Your well-being is important to me. I see you, and I care for you. A lifetime of these small, gentle acts of kindness can build a monument of love far more enduring than a single, fiery declaration of passion that is not backed by consistent action. The love you have known may have been spoken primarily in this gentle, practical language. Can you begin to hear the beauty in its quiet, consistent voice? This process of learning to read these quieter languages is like an art historian learning to appreciate a minimalist painting after a lifetime of only studying dramatic, Baroque masterpieces. At first, the minimalist canvas may seem empty, stark, lacking in emotion. But as you spend time with it, as you learn its language, you begin to see the incredible skill in its simplicity, the profound emotion in a single line, the world of meaning in a subtle shift of color. Your life together may be that minimalist masterpiece. Its beauty is not in its clutter or drama, but in its clean lines, its solid form, its peaceful, grounding presence. It requires a patient eye and a quiet heart to fully appreciate its genius. So, let go of the dictionary that the world handed you, the one that only had 1 or 2 words for love. Begin to write your own. Add to it the words you have actually experienced: reliability, companionship, shared history, partnership, kindness, steadfastness, peace. These are not lesser words. They are powerful, sacred words that describe the forces that hold a life and a world together. The choice you made long ago was not to live a life without love. It was a choice to build a life where these quieter, more enduring dialects of love could be spoken and heard every single day. As you drift deeper into relaxation, let these other words for love settle into your heart. Let them retune your understanding. Let them validate the profound and meaningful connection that has been the foundation of your world. You did not marry for security instead of love. You married for a form of love that creates security, a love that builds a home, a love that endures, and that is a story worth honoring. Let this new, expanded understanding of love be your lullaby tonight, a gentle melody of appreciation for the quiet music that has been playing all along. With this expanded vocabulary of love echoing softly in your mind, let us now zoom in even closer. Let us move from the grand architecture of the life you built and from the languages of love that define it into the small, quiet spaces where that life was actually lived. For it is in these moments, the ones that rarely make it into the highlight reels of memory, that the truest beauty of a steadfast life can be found. We are going on a gentle meditation, a quiet noticing of the spaces in between the big events. Let your mind drift and settle on a simple, ordinary moment of companionship. Perhaps a morning. The sun is just beginning to stream through the window, catching dust motes dancing in the air. There is the gentle clink of a spoon against a ceramic mug, the soft rustle of a newspaper, or the quiet hum of the refrigerator. And in that space, there is another person, simply being there, not necessarily speaking, not engaged in some grand romantic gesture, just sharing the same pocket of time and space. Meditate on that comfortable silence. In a world that is so often filled with noise, with the pressure to perform, to entertain, to be interesting, a comfortable silence is a rare and sacred sanctuary. It is a form of intimacy that can only be earned over a great deal of time. It is the unspoken understanding that says, I don't need anything from you right now, and you don't need anything from me. We can just be together. This silence is not empty. It is full. It is full of trust, of acceptance, of a shared history so deep that words are no longer necessary to communicate a sense of belonging. Can you recall the feeling of that silence, the profound peace of it? It is a kind of soul-level rest. It is the feeling of being completely, unconditionally seen and accepted without having to say a word. Now, find the subtle grace in predictability. We are often taught to crave novelty, surprise, and excitement. But there is a deep and quiet beauty in the predictable rhythms of a shared life. Think of the comfort of a well-worn path through a forest. The first time you walk it, it may be exciting and new. But the 100th time you walk it, it offers something else. It offers a sense of homecoming. Your feet know the way. You know where the roots bulge from the earth, where the path dips, where the view opens up through the trees. It is a conversation between your body and the land, a deep, familiar knowing. The rhythms of your life together are like that path. The way you navigate the kitchen in the morning, the sequence of turning off the lights at night, the familiar cadence of a shared meal. These are not signs of a boring life. They are the footprints on a well-worn path that you have walked together. They are a dance choreographed over decades, a moving meditation of partnership. There is a profound grace in this predictability. It is the gentle rhythm that rocks the soul into a state of peace. Let us consider the metaphor of fire. The passionate love we often idolize is like a bonfire. It is bright, hot, dramatic, and exciting. It draws a crowd. It crackles and roars, and it feels incredibly alive. But it is also consuming. It requires constant feeding, and if it is not carefully tended, it can rage out of control and burn everything down. And eventually, it burns out, leaving behind a pile of cold ash. The love that grows in a life of security is different. It is not the bonfire. It is the slow, warm embers glowing in the hearth. These embers may not put on a dazzling show. They do not roar or crackle, but they provide a steady, reliable heat. You can turn your back on them, and they will still be glowing when you return. You can build a home around them. You can warm your hands by them on a cold night. They can last a lifetime, providing a gentle, unwavering source of comfort and warmth. These are the moments to be cherished, not the bright, hot flames of the past, but the slow, warm embers that have provided a steady heat for a lifetime. Think of a specific, small memory, a shared cup of tea on a rainy afternoon, the two of you sitting on a porch, watching the world go by, a quiet drive, the landscape rolling past the windows, a moment of shared laughter over something small and silly, a moment of quiet support, a hand on a shoulder during a difficult time. These moments are the embers. They are the quiet heart of your shared life. Allow the feeling of one of these memories to wash over you. The warmth, the peace, the simple, uncomplicated feeling of being with your person. This is a different kind of joy than the ecstatic joy of a new romance. It is a quieter, deeper, more resonant joy. It is the joy of contentment, the joy of belonging, the joy of knowing you have a place in the world beside another soul where you can simply be. This joy does not shout. It whispers, and we must become very quiet to hear it. Tonight, as you fall asleep, you are tuning your heart to the frequency of that whisper. You are learning to hear the profound music in the quiet spaces. You are choosing to see the sacred beauty in the ordinary. The life you have built is not a consolation prize. It is a different kind of treasure altogether. It is the treasure of the everyday, the holy in the mundane. It is a long, slow poem written in the language of shared silence, predictable rhythms, and gentle, steady warmth. Allow yourself to feel the immense value of this. It is a gift that cannot be bought or rushed. It can only be cultivated over a lifetime with patience, with kindness, and with the quiet courage to choose the steady hearth over the blazing, unpredictable fire. Rest in the warmth of those embers now. Let their gentle, steady heat soothe you into a deep and peaceful sleep. There is no greater warmth than this. As you rest in the warmth of these quiet moments, feeling the gentle glow of the embers, let us now turn to the story itself. Not the beautiful, true story of companionship and steady warmth we have just been exploring, but the other story, the one you have perhaps been telling yourself for a very long time, the one that has been weighing you down. Every one of us has a narrative we create about our lives, a script we write, and then rehearse in the quiet theater of our own minds. And for you, a central part of that script may have been about this one significant choice. Take a moment to gently identify the story you have told yourself about this decision. What are the exact words you use? What is the title of this story? Is it The Time I Settled? Or The Woman Who Was Too Afraid? Or perhaps My Life of Quiet Regret? Just notice the title, without judgment. See it as the cover of that heavy, leather-bound book we spoke of earlier. Now, listen to the words on the pages. Notice the weight of phrases like should have, I should have been braver, I should have waited, or the phrase if only. If only I had chosen the other path. If only things had been different. These phrases are incredibly heavy. They are anchors that keep us tethered to a phantom past, preventing us from fully inhabiting the peace of our present reality. They are spells we cast upon ourselves, spells of lack and dissatisfaction. For a moment, just feel the physical sensation that these words create in your body. When you think, I should have, where do you feel it? Is it a tightness in your chest? A clenching in your stomach? A tension in your jaw? This story, this old narrative, is not just an idea. It is a physical burden that you have been carrying. Tonight, we are not going to fight this story. We are not going to tear the pages out of the book. That would be a form of violence against ourselves. Instead, we are going to do something much more gentle. We are going to release our grip on it. With each slow, deep exhale, imagine that you are gently releasing your hold on this old narrative. You are not erasing the story. The facts of your life remain. What you are doing is transforming your relationship to it. You are letting go of the emotional charge, the heavy cloak of judgment that you have wrapped around the memory. Imagine your breath is a warm, gentle breeze. As you inhale, you acknowledge the old story with kindness. Ah, there you are. I see you. As you exhale, the breeze blows through the pages of the book, not tearing them, but loosening them, airing them out, softening the ink. Let's try this with a specific thought. Bring to mind one of your if only statements. If only I had chosen a life of passion. Hold it gently in your awareness. Now, take a slow breath in. And as you breathe out, Imagine the emotional weight of that thought dissolving, like a spoonful of salt dissolving in a large glass of water. The salt is still there, but it is no longer concentrated. It is no longer sharp. Its power to overwhelm has been diluted in the vastness of your peaceful awareness. Breathe in again, acknowledging the thought. Breathe out and let it dissolve a little more. Feel the physical sensation of this release in your body. Notice any softening in your chest, any loosening in your jaw. Allow a feeling of heaviness to spread through your limbs, the pleasant heaviness that comes just before deep sleep. This is the weight of the story finally being set down. You are the author of this story, which means you also have the power to edit it. You have the power to add a new chapter, a new perspective. The narrative of regret is a story told from one limited point of view. It is a story that has been missing all the chapters we have explored tonight. The chapter about the wisdom of your younger self. The chapter about the quiet beauty of the house you built. The chapter about honoring the need for safety. The chapter about the many languages of love. The old story was not wrong. It was simply incomplete. By releasing your tight grip on that one sad chapter, you are making room for the rest of the story to be told. You are allowing your life to be seen in its full, complex, and beautiful truth. This is a profound act of self-compassion. It is saying to yourself, I will no longer punish myself with this story. I will no longer use my past as a weapon against my present peace. You are laying down the weapon. You are declaring a truce in the long internal war against your own choices. Feel the peace that comes with this ceasefire, the quiet, the stillness, the sense of a great and weary battle finally being over. The energy that you have been using for decades to hold on to this narrative of regret can now be freed. That energy can be used for healing, for rest, for appreciating the good that is right in front of you. As you continue to breathe, let this release go deeper. Imagine the roots of this old story, which may have grown deep into your heart and mind. And with each exhale, imagine those roots gently loosening their hold. They are not being ripped out. They are simply relaxing their grip, allowing new space, new light, new air to enter those places they once occupied. This is not a one-time event. It is a practice. The old story may try to reassert itself tomorrow or next week, but now you have a new tool. You know that you do not have to believe it. You do not have to fight it. You can simply acknowledge it, and then, with your breath, gently, lovingly, release your grip, again and again, until the new story, the story of compassion and acceptance, becomes the one that feels most natural, most true. For now, in this moment between wakefulness and sleep, simply rest in the space you have created, the space left behind by the release of the old narrative. It is a quiet, open, peaceful space. It is the fertile ground where a new, kinder story about your life can begin to take root. Rest there. You have carried that heavy book for long enough. It is time to let it be. Having gently set down the heavy narrative of regret, a new space opens up within you. A quiet, cleared space where we can now plant a different kind of garden. For years, you may have been looking over the fence at your neighbor's imagined garden, the wild, chaotic, passion-filled garden, and feeling that yours was somehow lacking in comparison. But now, we are going to turn our full, loving attention to the garden that you did tend, the one that actually grew. Let us walk into it together with fresh eyes and a grateful heart. Visualize the life that grew from this foundation of security you so wisely chose. What flourished here, specifically because the ground was stable and the walls were protective? See it not as a list of achievements, but as the living, breathing plants in your own unique garden. Perhaps the first and most obvious thing you see is family. If you had children, see them as magnificent trees that grew in this protected space. Because you chose a stable foundation, you were able to provide them with the security they needed to grow strong and straight. Their roots could go deep into the soil of a predictable home life. They were sheltered from the harshest winds of instability. The steady, quiet love of your home was the sunlight and the water that nourished them. The fruit they now bear in the world, their kindness, their successes, their own families, is a direct harvest from the garden you tended. This is not a small thing. To cultivate the life of another human being is a sacred and world-changing act. And it could only have happened in the way it did because of the specific conditions you created. Now look around at other parts of the garden. Perhaps you see a career that flourished. Maybe the security of your home life gave you the peace of mind to focus on your work, to take calculated risks, to build something of value over many years. A life of constant emotional turmoil can drain the energy needed for professional focus. Your choice for a calm harbor may have been the very thing that allowed your ship to sail successfully in the professional world. See your career not just as a job, but as a strong, productive crop that you were able to cultivate because you weren't constantly worried about the state of your own soil. Look closer into the quieter corners of the garden. What about your own personal peace? See it as a beautiful, serene shade tree under which you can now rest. This peace is a rare and precious flower. Many who chase the wildfire of passion never find it. They are always moving, always seeking the next thrill, the next high. But you cultivated stillness. You cultivated contentment. This inner peace, the ability to sit quietly with yourself, the resilience that has allowed you to weather life's storms with grace. These are the deep, perennial plants in your garden. They come back year after year, stronger and more beautiful each time. They are the reward for choosing the path of the patient gardener over the path of the storm chaser. See your home itself, the physical space. See it as the beautiful, well-designed structure of the garden. The trellises, the stone walls, the sturdy greenhouse. It is a place of comfort, of beauty, of memories. It is a testament to years of care and attention. This, too, is a fruit of your choice, a tangible, real, and comforting harvest. Look at the friendships that have grown here, like sturdy vines that have interwoven themselves through the years. True, lasting friendships often require a stable background. They thrive on consistency and shared experiences over time. Your secure life provided the perfect trellis for these relationships to climb, to blossom, to provide shade and comfort for decades. This is a specific kind of garden. Let's be clear about that. It may not be the wild, chaotic, and sometimes breathtakingly beautiful garden of untamed passion. That garden has its own allure, full of exotic, short-lived blooms and unpredictable growth. But your garden is different. It is a structured, peaceful, and productive one. It is a garden of nourishment, not just of spectacle. Think of a well-tended vegetable garden or a classic formal English garden. Its beauty is in its design, its order, its reliability. You know what will bloom in the spring. You know you will have a harvest in the fall. There is a deep, profound beauty and wisdom in this. It is a beauty that sustains life. It is a beauty you can count on. It is the beauty of a promise kept. Now, let us appreciate the unique fruits and flowers that only could have grown in this particular soil, under these specific conditions. Perhaps the stability you chose allowed for the slow cultivation of a hobby or a skill that brings you deep joy. Perhaps it gave you the emotional bandwidth to be a source of strength for others in your community. Perhaps the very lack of drama in your personal life allowed you to appreciate the small, simple beauties of the world more deeply. The changing of the seasons, the taste of a home-cooked meal, the comfort of a familiar routine. These are the rare and delicate flowers that can be easily trampled in a life of constant upheaval. But in your peaceful garden, they have had the space to bloom. So, walk through this garden of your own making. Touch the leaves of the plants. Smell the fragrance of the blossoms. Feel the deep satisfaction of the harvest. This is not an imagined life. This is the real, tangible, and beautiful result of your choices. It is a testament to your care, your patience, and your wisdom. Let go of any lingering comparison to other gardens. Your garden is not better or worse. It is simply yours. And it has flourished. It has provided shelter, nourishment, and quiet beauty for a lifetime. What a remarkable thing you have created. Lie down in the soft grass of this garden now. Feel the solid earth beneath you. This is the ground you chose. And it has proven to be good, fertile ground indeed. Rest here, in the peace of your own creation, and honor the wise and patient gardener you have always been. You did not settle for less. You cultivated a different kind of beauty, a different kind of abundance, and it is magnificent. As you rest peacefully in the beautiful garden you have tended, let us now gently turn and look directly at the phantom that has haunted its edges for so long. Let us look at the idea of passion itself. For many of us, this word carries an almost mythical power. It is held up as the ultimate prize, the highest goal of a life, especially a romantic life. We are going to look at it now, not to dismiss it, but to understand it with a clearer, more balanced perspective. Let us acknowledge its seductive power. Passion feels like life itself, amplified. It is a state of high energy, of intense focus, of feeling completely and utterly consumed by another person. It is the thrilling, heart-pounding music of a grand orchestra. It can make the world seem more vibrant, more meaningful, more intensely colored. There is no denying its intoxicating allure. And for a moment, let us simply honor the part of you that has longed for that intensity. That longing is not wrong. It is a deeply human desire for connection, for aliveness, for transcendence. But now, with that acknowledgement made, let us also look at its other side, the side that the stories and songs so often leave out. Let us contemplate its potential volatility. A wildfire is passionate. It is mesmerizing, powerful, and breathtakingly alive. But it is also, by its very nature, unstable and destructive. It consumes everything in its path. It cannot be controlled. It burns brightly, and then, just as quickly, it can burn out, leaving a landscape of ash and devastation. The passionate love that is so often romanticized can have this same quality. It can be all-consuming, leading to a loss of self. It can be jealous and possessive. Its highs are incredibly high, but its lows can be absolutely crushing. A life built around the constant pursuit of this kind of intensity is often a life of chaos, of drama, of emotional whiplash. It can be exhausting, and it can make the slow, steady work of building a life, a career, a family, a stable home, nearly impossible. Now, contemplate how the pursuit of passion can sometimes lead to instability, while the choice for security provided a firm ground on which to stand. Imagine two people trying to build a house. One is the passionate builder. They are filled with inspiration and work in great, energetic bursts. But they are easily distracted by a new, more exciting design. They might abandon the foundation halfway through to start a different, more thrilling project. Their work is brilliant, but inconsistent. The other is the secure builder. They show up every day. They may not feel a fiery passion for every single brick they lay, but they are motivated by a deep commitment to the blueprint, to the goal of creating a safe and lasting shelter. They work steadily, methodically, patiently. In the end, which one has a completed house? The passionate builder may have many exciting, unfinished projects and a lifetime of thrilling stories. The secure builder has a home. This is not about devaluing one over the other. This is crucial. This is about seeing them as two different elemental forces, each with its own gifts and its own dangers. Passion is the element of fire. It provides light, warmth, and transformation, but it is dangerous and must be handled with immense care. Security is the element of earth. It is grounding, stable, fertile, and enduring. It provides the foundation upon which everything else can be safely built. A life needs both elements, but a life built only on the element of fire will eventually burn out. A life built on a foundation of earth, however, can sustain a warm, steady fire in its hearth for a lifetime. Your choice was not to live without fire. It was a choice to build the hearth first. It was an intuitive recognition that for a fire to be a source of life-giving warmth rather than a destructive force, it needs a safe and sturdy place to burn. Think about the energy of these two forces in your own body. The energy of passion is often felt in the racing heart, the quickened breath, the surge of adrenaline. It is an upward, outward, explosive energy. It is the energy of fight or flight. Now, feel the energy of security. It is felt in the slow, deep breath, the relaxed belly, the feeling of weight in your limbs. It is a downward, inward, grounding energy. It is the energy of rest and digest. Which energy is more conducive to a long, healthy, and peaceful life? Which energy provides a better foundation for deep sleep? The phantom of passion promises a life of constant excitement, but the gift of security is a life of deep peace. And in the quiet of the night, as you seek rest, is it excitement you crave, or is it peace? Let's gently release the myth that a life without constant high-stakes passion is a life half-lived. That is a story sold to us to keep us constantly striving, constantly feeling that we are not enough. The truth is that contentment, peace, and quiet joy are profound states of being. They are the fertile soil from which true and lasting happiness grows. The phantom of passion is a ghost that feeds on dissatisfaction. It whispers, "This is not enough. You are missing out." But now you can answer that ghost with a quiet, confident voice. You can say, I am not missing out. I have chosen a different path. I have chosen the path of the good earth, of the steady hearth, of the quiet garden, and it has brought me a harvest of peace that the wildfire could never provide. See the idea of passion now not as a lost treasure, but simply as one color in a vast spectrum, a vibrant, fiery red. It is a beautiful color, but a painting made only of fiery red would be overwhelming and jarring. A masterpiece requires a full palette, the calming blues of tranquility, the grounding greens of nature, the warm yellows of companionship, the steady browns of reliability. Your life is a masterpiece that has used the full palette. You have not been deprived of color. You have simply created a more balanced and sustainable work of art. As you drift towards sleep, let the phantom of passion finally be laid to rest. Thank it for the questions it taught you, for the depth it revealed in your own heart. But see it now with clarity, as a powerful, volatile, and ultimately unsustainable force to build a life upon. And feel a new wave of gratitude for the wise, earthy, and grounding choice you made instead. The choice for a foundation upon which a life of enduring peace could be built. The fire of passion is exciting, but the warmth of security is what truly feels like home. As the phantom of passion recedes, leaving behind a quiet clarity, you can begin to feel a gentle but profound shift occurring within you. This is the heart of tonight's journey. This is the inner alchemy of peace. Alchemy, as we said, is the art of transformation. It is not about destroying a substance, but about changing its very nature, turning the common into the precious. For so long, the story of your choice has been like common, heavy lead in your heart. But now, through the gentle heat of compassionate awareness, it is beginning to transform. Feel the internal shift as acceptance begins to settle in your body, in your mind, in your soul. It is not a loud, dramatic event. It is a quiet, subtle softening, like the moment in the early morning when the deep darkness of night first begins to yield to the soft, gray light of dawn. It is a change not of kind, but of degree. A slow, gentle, and irreversible turning toward the light. Notice where you feel this in your body. Perhaps you feel a sense of space opening up in your chest, where there was once a feeling of tightness or constriction. The leaden weight of regret is becoming lighter, more porous. It is turning into the soft, glowing gold of acceptance. This gold is not the fiery, flashy gold of a passionate treasure. It is the soft, warm, and gentle gold of late afternoon sunlight, the kind that fills a room with a feeling of profound peace and contentment. It is the gold of a life seen in its true, whole, and worthy light. This feeling is acceptance. It is the simple, profound peace that comes from no longer being at war with your own history. Now, let us use our breath to nurture this alchemical process. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, imagine that your breath has a gentle, healing quality. It is a soft, warm light. Breathe into any remaining pockets of sadness or disappointment that you might find. Do not try to force them away. That is not the way of the alchemist. The alchemist works with the material, not against it. So, as you find a pocket of lingering sadness, perhaps for the youthful dreams of a different kind of love, don't push it out. Instead, on your next inhale, imagine your warm, golden breath flowing directly into that place. Infuse the sadness with compassionate awareness. Surround it with the light of your understanding. Your breath says to the sadness, I see you. I understand why you are here. You are a part of this story too. You are welcome here. And then, as you exhale, don't try to breathe the sadness out. Simply allow it to soften, to loosen its grip, to be held in this larger container of peace. Imagine the sadness is like a piece of ice, hard and cold. Your warm, compassionate breath is not shattering the ice. It is gently melting it. The ice is not being destroyed. It is simply transforming its state, becoming water, flowing into and becoming one with the larger river of your acceptance. Breathe in and gently surround the feeling with warmth. Breathe out and feel it soften, melt, and integrate. This is the core of the metamorphosis. It is not about getting rid of the parts of your story that feel painful. It is about integrating them. It is about holding them with such tenderness that they lose their power to cause you pain. Notice what happens when you do this. Notice how holding both the sadness of what wasn't and the gratitude for what was at the same time creates a new, whole, and peaceful feeling. This is emotional maturity. This is wisdom. It is the ability to hold the complexity of life without needing to reduce it to a simple story of good or bad, right or wrong. Your life has not been one or the other. It has been both. It has held disappointment, and it has held deep contentment. It has held longing, and it has held profound security. It has been a complex, beautiful, and utterly human tapestry. Acceptance is the ability to see the whole tapestry at once, to appreciate the dark threads as much as the light ones, for you understand that both are necessary to create the final, beautiful pattern. This feeling of wholeness is the ultimate peace. It is the end of the inner civil war. The part of you that dreamed of passion and the part of you that chose security are no longer fighting for control. They are sitting down together in the quiet garden of your heart, and they are finally at peace with one another. The dreamer can acknowledge the wisdom of the builder, and the builder can acknowledge the beauty of the dreamer's heart. And in this mutual recognition, there is a profound sense of coming home to yourself. You are no longer fragmented. You are whole. All the parts of you, all the parts of your story are welcome. Let this feeling of inner peace deepen with each breath. It is a quiet, powerful, and deeply healing state. It is the stillness at the center of the turning wheel. Whatever storms may come in the future, you know that you can always return to this place of inner acceptance. This is your true harbor. The external security you built in your life was a beautiful and necessary reflection of this deeper internal sanctuary that was always waiting for you. The journey was never about getting to a different destination. It was about learning to be at peace with the journey you were actually on. As you lie here, on the cusp of sleep, allow this gentle, golden light of acceptance to permeate every cell of your being. Let it soothe your nervous system. Let it quiet your mind. Let it bring a soft, gentle smile to your lips. The transformation is not something you have to strive for. It is happening all by itself, simply because you have allowed it. You have created the conditions for peace by withdrawing your resistance, by laying down your judgment, and by offering yourself the one thing you have always deserved: unconditional, compassionate acceptance. Rest in this golden light. It is the glow of your own wisdom, illuminating your path with a beauty you can finally see. This is your truth. This is your peace. This is the precious gold you have made from the simple, common materials of your own. One beautiful life. Basking in the golden light of acceptance, a new feeling can now begin to blossom. It rises not from the mind, but from the heart. It is the gentle, expansive feeling of gratitude. Not a forced gratitude, not a should, but a simple, spontaneous welling up of appreciation for the shelter you were given and the shelter you co-created. Let your awareness drift back to the metaphor of the harbor. For so long, you may have stood on the shore of that harbor, looking out to sea, wondering about the thrilling adventures you were missing on the wild, tempestuous waves. But tonight, you are turning around. You are turning your back to the sea, and you are looking at the harbor itself. And for the first time, perhaps, you are seeing it for the profound gift that it is. Let's cultivate this gentle feeling. Think of the storms you did not have to weather alone. Life brings storms to everyone, without exception. Storms of illness, of financial uncertainty, of grief, of fear. Think of a specific time, a specific storm you went through. Now, imagine facing that storm completely on your own, in a small, flimsy boat on the open ocean. Feel the terror of that, the exhaustion, the hopelessness. But that was not your story. You were in the harbor. You had a partner. You had a sturdy shelter. You had a predictable routine to cling to when the world felt chaotic. The peace of mind that came with that stability was not a minor comfort. It was a lifeline. It was the difference between being shattered by the storm and being able to weather it, to endure it, and to heal in its aftermath. Can you feel a sense of gratitude for that? For the simple, profound gift of not having to face the worst of life alone? This gratitude does not erase the pain of the storm itself, but it brings the picture into a fuller, more truthful focus. The story is not just, I suffered through a storm. The story is, I was sheltered during a storm. This shift in perspective is everything. It reclaims your history from the narrative of lack and places it firmly in the narrative of resilience and support. It allows you to see that even in the darkest times, a form of love was present. The quiet, steadfast, reliable love of the harbor, of the partnership you chose. Now, let's connect this personal feeling to a universal human longing. From the very beginning of our time on this earth, human beings have longed for a safe place to call home. It is a desire as fundamental as the need for food and water. It is the desire for a place where we can lay down our weapons, take off our armor, and be vulnerable. A place where we are known, where we belong, where we can rest. This is the quest that has launched a million journeys. The dream that has built every village, town, and city. It is the deep, cellular cry of the soul for a place to be safe. And you, in your own life, answered that call for yourself. Your younger self heard that ancient cry from within and made a choice that would honor it. You chose to build a home. You chose to create a sanctuary. You did not fail at some more exciting quest. You succeeded at the most fundamental and important quest of all. You built a home for your spirit on this earth. Let the truth of that settle into your bones. It is a profound accomplishment. In a world that is so often transient, chaotic, and rootless, you cultivated roots. You created a place of belonging. This is a gift not only to yourself, but to everyone who has ever entered your home and felt a sense of peace there. Your children, your friends, your family. The stability you created has been a quiet gift to them as well. The gratitude you feel can expand to include the positive impact your choice has had on the lives of others. This gratitude is a powerful balancing agent. The ache for what wasn't, the phantom of passion, may still be there as a faint echo. And that is okay. We are not trying to pretend it doesn't exist. But now, you can place a new feeling on the other side of the scale. This deep, resonant gratitude for what was and for what is. And you may find that the scales begin to tip. The weight of gratitude, when you truly feel it, is immense. It is solid. It is real. The weight of the phantom ache, in comparison, feels light, ethereal, like mist. Gratitude is the anchor that holds you in the peace of your present reality. The ache is the memory of a distant wind. Anchor yourself in the gratitude. Feel its steadying pull. Let this gratitude be very specific. Be grateful for the quiet mornings, for the shared meals, for the comfortable silences, for the inside jokes, for the warmth of another body in the bed on a cold night. Be grateful for the problems you didn't have to have, the constant anxiety about rent, the drama of unstable relationships, the loneliness of facing every decision by yourself. Acknowledging these absences is as important as acknowledging the presences. You chose a path that, while it may have lacked certain peaks, also allowed you to avoid some of life's most painful valleys, and that is a reason for profound gratitude. As you lie here, ready for sleep, let this feeling of gratitude be the final current in your awareness. Let it be a warm, gentle river carrying you out into the calm, quiet ocean of sleep. It is a river that flows from a single source, the recognition of the profound wisdom in your choice for a safe harbor. The story is no longer a tragedy of what was missed. It is a quiet epic of what was built. It is a testament to the enduring human spirit and its deep, beautiful, and sacred need for a place to call home. Rest in that home now. Rest in that gratitude. You are safe. You are sheltered. And all is well. The journey was a success. The harbor was reached, and it has been a good, safe place to be. As the warm river of gratitude carries you gently toward the shores of sleep, a final, creative act awaits. We are not just retelling your story tonight. We are, in these final waking moments, actively renaming it. The titles we give our stories are powerful. They frame how we see everything that happens within them. And for too long, the title of your story may have been a heavy one, a title written in the ink of judgment. But now, as you drift, you can begin to softly retitle your own life's narrative. This is your book. You are the author. And you have the right to change the title to one that reflects the deeper truth you have discovered tonight. Let the old title, The One Who Settled, simply flake away like old, peeling paint. It no longer fits. It no longer describes the beautiful, sturdy structure you now see. What will the new title be? Let a few possibilities float gently through your mind, without pressure. Perhaps the new title is The One Who Built a Shelter. Feel the difference in that. It is a title not of passivity, but of active, courageous creation. It speaks of strength, of purpose, of providing a sacred space in a chaotic world. A shelter is a place of refuge, a place of life. To be a shelter builder is a noble and profound identity. See if this title resonates. The One Who Built a Shelter. Say it softly in your mind and feel the quiet pride, the sense of accomplishment that it brings. Or perhaps another title feels more true. What about The One Who Chose to Endure? This title speaks to a deep, quiet strength. Endurance is not a glamorous quality, but it is one of the most powerful virtues. It is the quality of the great mountains, of the ancient trees. It is the ability to persist through seasons of difficulty, to remain standing, to hold your ground. It is a testament to resilience, to a commitment that outlasts fleeting moods and difficult circumstances. To have endured, to have created a life that lasts, is a heroic feat. Feel the grounding power of that title, The One Who Chose to Endure. Let other titles drift by. The One Who Tended a Garden of Peace. The One Who Found the Beauty in the Prose. The One Who Honored the Wisdom of the harbor. The One Who Knew the Language of Steadfast Love. You don't have to choose just one. Let them be a collection of new chapter headings for your life. The important thing is the shift they represent. A shift from a language of lack to a language of sufficiency, from a story of compromise to a story of profound, quiet wisdom. With this simple act of renaming, you are cementing the alchemical transformation you have undergone tonight. You are turning the lead of the old story into the gold of a new, more compassionate understanding. As you do this, you can feel yourself letting go of all external judgments about what a life should be. Whose rules were you following when you judged your own life so harshly? The rules of movies? Of novels? Of the imagined opinions of others? These are not the laws of the universe. They are just stories, and often they are fantasies. The only judgment that has ever truly mattered is your own. And tonight, you are replacing that judgment with compassion. You are simply honoring the one unique, unrepeatable life that is yours. It does not need to look like anyone else's. Its beauty is in its authenticity, in its specific, unglamorous, and deeply real details. Your life is not a performance for an audience. It is a journey you have walked. And the path you have walked is a worthy one. Now, let this new sense of your story sink down from your mind into your body. Feel the physical weight of your body on the bed. For tonight, let this weight be a symbol. It is not a burden. It is a symbol of your groundedness, of the secure, real life you have created. It is the feeling of substance, of presence, of having a place on this earth. The phantom life of passion was weightless, like a ghost. But your life has a beautiful, comforting weight. It is the weight of reality. It is the weight of a promise kept. It is the weight of a house that has stood for a lifetime. Allow this pleasant heaviness to sink you deeper and deeper into the mattress, deeper into relaxation, deeper into rest. Let your body feel the truth of the new story. Feel the peace of the shelter builder in your calm and steady heartbeat. Feel the resilience of the one who endured in the deep, slow rhythm of your breath. Feel the contentment of the gardener of peace in the softening of all your muscles. Your body knows this new story is true. It has been living it all along. It is only your mind that has been telling a different tale. And tonight, your mind is finally catching up with the deep, quiet wisdom of your body. Mind and body are coming into alignment, into a state of peaceful integrity. There is no more conflict. There is no more striving. There is just a simple, peaceful isness of your life, honored and accepted, finally, as a thing of beauty and of worth. You have rewritten the story, not with fantasy or denial, but with the profound and healing light of truth, the truth of your strength, the truth of your resilience. the truth of the quiet, enduring love that has been the foundation of your world. Carry this new title with you into your dreams. Let it be the gentle mantra that guides you into a deep and profoundly restorative sleep. You are the one who built a shelter. And now, it is time to rest within its safe and peaceful walls. You have come home to yourself. As you sink into that profound sense of homecoming, held by the weight of your own beautiful real life, there is one last piece of gentle housekeeping to do. It is time to say a final, kind goodbye to the ghost that has walked beside you for so long. It is time to dissolve the other path. Let your awareness, now so calm and clear, conjure one last image of that road not taken. See it with kindness, without any fear or longing. It is no longer a threat. It is no longer a painful reminder of a life you missed. It is simply a story you once told yourself. Visualize it now, branching off from your own sturdy path, shimmering with a familiar, alluring light. See it curving away into a landscape of mist and possibility. It is beautiful in its own imagined way. Now, let us thank it. This may seem strange, but it is a crucial part of the release. This phantom path, this story of what if, has not been just a source of pain. It has also been a teacher. So, in the quiet of your mind, offer it a sincere and gentle thank you. Thank you for the questions you taught me to ask about my own life. Thank you for showing me the depth of my own heart, its capacity for longing and for dreaming. Thank you for revealing to me the places where I was holding judgment against myself, so that I could finally learn to heal them. Thank you for being the contrast that allowed me finally to see the profound beauty and wisdom in the path I actually chose. You were the shadow that helped me to finally appreciate the light. You were the question that led me to this deeper, more compassionate answer. By thanking this phantom path, you are transforming it from an enemy into an ally. It was a necessary part of your journey toward self-acceptance. Its haunting presence was what ultimately prompted this deep, healing inquiry. Without its persistent whisper, you might never have undertaken this journey to find peace with your own history. You have taken the grit of that old regret, and, like an oyster, you have coated it with layers of compassion and awareness until it has become a pearl of wisdom. The phantom path was the grit. The peace you feel now is the pearl. And so, you can release it not with anger or bitterness, but with a strange and gentle sense of gratitude. It has served its purpose, and its purpose is now complete. Now, having thanked it, watch as it gently begins to dissolve. This is not a violent act. It is a natural process, like morning mist burning off in the rising sun. The light of your newfound awareness, the warmth of your acceptance, is the sun. As this light touches the misty path, the path begins to thin, to become translucent. The shimmering colors fade. The alluring curves lose their definition. It is becoming transparent, and through it, you can now see the real, solid landscape of your own life that was always there, just behind the illusion. Watch it fade, wisp by wisp. Let it go without a struggle. It is not being taken from you. You are simply letting it return to the world of dreams, where it has always belonged. You are releasing it to the past. It is a story from a previous chapter, and you have now turned the page. Its power was always in your belief in it, in the attention you fed it. And now, you are gently withdrawing your attention. You are turning your focus away from the phantom and toward the real. Your focus now is only on the gentle, steady, reliable rhythm of your own breath. Your breath is the ultimate symbol of the life that is, the life you are actually living. It is not a fantasy. It is not a memory or a future projection. It is the palpable, physical reality of this present moment. Each inhale is a quiet affirmation of your existence. Each exhale is a gentle release of all that is not needed. Let your breath be the only path you are aware of now. It is a singular path, leading you not to some imagined alternative past, but to the quiet, peaceful landscape of sleep. Follow this path. Feel the air enter your body, bringing calm, bringing oxygen, bringing life. Feel the air leave your body, taking with it any final, lingering traces of the old story. The path of the breath is a path of pure presence. It has no what-ifs. It has no regrets. It simply is. Inhale and exhale. This is the only journey that matters now. The journey from this moment of quiet awareness into the next. If the image of the other path tries to reappear, as old habits sometimes do, simply smile at it gently and return your focus to your breath. Ah, there you are again, old friend, you can say. Thank you for the lessons, but I am walking this path now. And then inhale and exhale. With each breath, you are walking further down the path of peace, further away from the crossroads of regret. You are walking deeper into the quiet woods of your own inner sanctuary, the woods that lead to the clearing of deep, restorative sleep. The two paths have now become one. The only path is the one you are on, the gentle, rhythmic path of your own breathing leading you home. The story is no longer divided. Your heart is no longer divided. You are whole, you are here, and you are at peace. Rest now on this one true path. The path of your breath has led you here to this final, gentle threshold. The quiet space between wakefulness and dream. All the work is done. The story has been reseen. The phantom has been released. The heart has been made whole. Now, all that is left is to surrender to the final sacred phase of this transformation, and that is sleep itself. Understand, as you drift in these last moments of consciousness, that sleep is not a pause or an absence. It is the gentle, wise alchemist who will take all the insights of tonight and integrate them into the very fabric of your being. In the quiet, mysterious world of the unconscious, this new, compassionate story will be woven into your cellular memory. You have brought the raw materials of awareness and acceptance to the workshop. Now, sleep will do the fine, finishing work. Trust in this process. It is as natural and as wise as the turning of the seasons. You do not have to strive or make an effort. You simply have to allow. Surrender to the darkness that is gathering at the edges of your awareness. It is not an empty or frightening darkness. It is the rich, fertile darkness of good soil, the creative darkness of the womb, the restorative darkness of the deep forest at midnight. It is in this darkness that seeds germinate, that life is formed, that the soul finds its rest and its renewal. Know, as you let go, that your heart is finally at peace with the journey it has taken. The choices are made. The story is whole. There are no more arguments to be had, no more battles to be fought. The inner war is over, and a deep and lasting peace has been declared. In this final surrender, there is a profound sense of completion. The younger you who stood at that doorway all those years ago, who made a brave choice for safety, can finally rest. The you who spent years wrestling with the ghost of another life can finally rest. The you who has tonight walked back through your own history with courage and compassion can finally rest. All the different versions of yourself, from all the different chapters of your life, are here with you now, and they are all at peace, integrated into the wise and whole person you have become. You are a living library, and all your books are finally in harmony with one another. As you drift, let the final thought be one of profound and simple peace, not a complicated intellectual peace, but a simple physical sensation of it. The peace of a lake at dawn, its surface like glass. The peace of a sleeping child, breathing softly. The peace of an old tree, its roots deep in the earth, its leaves whispering in the gentle night air. Feel this peace in your body. It is your natural state. It is your birthright. You have not created it tonight. You have simply removed the obstacles that were obscuring it. The peace was always there, underneath the noise of the old, sad story. And now you can hear its quiet, steady, beautiful music. Sleep is its own metamorphosis, gentle, natural, necessary. It is the chrysalis where the soul, having done its conscious work, is now dissolved and reformed in grace. You will emerge in the morning, perhaps not dramatically changed, but subtly shifted, a little lighter, a little kinder to yourself, a little more at home in your own skin, in your own life. The gold that was forged tonight will have cooled and solidified, becoming a quiet, steady part of who you are. The transformation will be complete not in a flash of light, but in the gentle, slow dawning awareness of a new day, seen through kinder eyes. So let go now. Let the last thread of conscious thought dissolve. Let my voice fade into the background, becoming just another sound in the quiet symphony of the night. The story is whole. The heart is at peace. The harbor is safe. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to figure out. All that is left is the gentle, welcoming embrace of sleep. Allow yourself to be held by it. Allow yourself to be healed by it. The choices were made. The life was lived. And it was good.